I know. Isn't it fantastic? No shiny forehead syndrome, known as SFS, shiny forehead syndrome. It's gone. It took my team, which is just me, actually. Took me 15 minutes to get it right. First of all, this background, I can't tell you what it takes to put this background up. One day I'll get the budget and I'll get a longer black blanket. I've told you before, I got it from the blood donating clinic. They give you gifts, and this is it. Budget might come through, but you've got to pay the bond. There's school fees, groceries. Can you afford to live? I did a little shop last week, Friday or Saturday. Did a little shop, 11 items, 10 items. Okay, it included two soda ashes for the pool, because the pool's, so that's 160 rand. So this little shop it was 700 and something rand, 700 rand. Not so long ago, a little shop like that would have been 350, 360 rand. Cost of living, I don't know how you're managing. And if you have 2 children, 3 children, 4, I don't know how you're living. And then you're going on holiday. Are you going on holiday? Who can go on holiday? I can't go on holiday. I can't afford to live. But then have you seen how expensive funerals are? So you've got to carry on. I remember we buried my father. We put him under in 2012. That cost 36,000 rand. That's including the tombstone. I don't know what to say. But you know what? But having said all that, I actually feel good this morning. I feel good, but physically, but mainly psychologically. This is the good news for me, and maybe you can relate. Give you an idea of where you want to head towards. I didn't have any bowel movement yesterday, which is a good sign. Why is it a good sign, you ask me? Because I put on a bit of weight. I put on 4 kilograms. I put on 4 kilograms. So what happens is your stomach. Now, when I talk about the stomach, I'm not talking about your boob, the abdomen. I'm talking about the organ. The organ where your esophagus goes into your... That's obviously when you put it, it's enlarged. So when you start eating, if you suddenly eat like nothing or a lot less, there won't be a bowel movement. So I had no bowel movement yesterday. Good sign. I'm on the right track. Because I know for the last 3-4 days I've been very good. I've been a Spartan. Without the armor and this, you get it's an analogy. It's an analogy. Then this morning I'm driving my daughter to school, and as my daughter looks, what's wrong? I can feel a bit of a gut ache. What is the sign of a gut? You're going to need to make a bowel movement. Cut a long story short, drop the kid at the school, love you, bye, fetch you later, yada yada, get home, hit the toilet. Good. Now, what was good about this bowel movement? You don't want a bowel movement that's going to be like a catastrophe. You don't want Vesuvius. You don't want a disaster. You don't want to be making noises where the hardy-dars stop making their noise. They go, "Caw, caw," and then they stop for a moment because you're in the toilet. Or your wife says, "Are you all right?" When my wife says, "Are you all right?" what's going on. Very good, without going into too many details, very good, clean break. Clean break. It's fantastic. But just to be safe, I don't think I've told you this before. I go to the bathroom and I sit over the edge of the bath, which you got to be careful. Just don't do this. I fell backwards the one time and luckily I didn't injure myself. Anyway, I take the scrubber and I put I'm using sunlight soap. Anyway, I give a good scrub. And as much as I thought my arse was clean, interesting. it's a good. I look at it. Yeah, it's a good thing I did this. I said to myself. In fact, so much so that I did two. I did 2 scrubbings and I rinse and I wash and yada yada. What do you do with the scrubbing thing afterwards, Damon? You live with your wife. You've got 2 children. What do you do? You know, you got to be considerate. So, behind the sink at the bottom, the little tappy that no one ever touches, except maybe a plumber once in a while, I hang the little scrubby thing behind that. It's hidden away. I don't even know if my family know it's there. That's the way that's what. See, I got a nice clean bum. Fantastic. Excuse me. Very unprofessional. And then, now I lost my train of thought. Oh! Then I thought to myself, let me weigh myself. Fantastic. So, bad news, I didn't tell you this. I went up to 121. From 117.4 to 121 on the dot. Weighed myself this morning, 119.3, which is, I'm on the right track. I'm happy I'm on the right track. Kola kavod, they say. Kola kavod. Kola kavod, Warren, that was a fantastic video. Oh, we got to stand up for our right and show them who's boss. Yeah, kola kavod. Well done. Congratulations. To myself, I'm wishing myself congratulations. But, there's always a but. Having said that, we've got to stay with reality. Got to stay focused. Got to deal with reality. I've got to give you a warning. I know I disappeared for 2 years. You never saw or heard from this podcast. Then I did a podcast, one episode 10 months ago with Stephen Marks. You know, that right-wing Zionist podcaster. I did one with him 10 months ago. Did well. Good numbers. And then I didn't do, and then I only started recently doing it again. There's a chance that I might disappear for a bit. I don't know what's going on. It might be one day, 2 days, 3 days, I'm not sure. I got a condition with my toe. Turns out I had an x-ray of my foot yesterday. Turns out there's a chance that I might have osteomyelitis, which is infection of the bone, of the at the big toe on the right. This is not a medical show. This is not a health show. I don't know what this is, to be honest. So I got to go. I got to have an MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. So it's complicated because my medical aid is like one of the worst medical aids. It's like the bottom of the bottom. So I think I'm going to try and wangle it where I got to be admitted into hospital. Then the medical aid will cover it. But will they allow me to be admitted? I don't know. So my podiatrist, he's going to come back to me. In the meantime, I'm going to go on antibiotics just to get rid of the cellulitis. I've got cellulitis around the bottom of the toe, which is a fancy word for soft tissue infection. So I'm going to try and get those antibiotics. In fact, straight after this, I'm going to go get the antibiotics. Then I've got to get an MRI. I've got to have a biopsy. They're going to take a little bit of tissue out the toe. Anyway, I might even need surgery. Ugh. I might need to go onto an intravenous antibiotic. Who knows? Could I lose the toe? Try not to think about it. Try not to think about it. Do I have confidence in the outcome? No, I'm worried. Am I happy? Do I feel the doctors know what they're doing? I'm not sure. Do I feel the podiatrist is urgently looking into this? 50-50. I'm not the only patient. I think he's doing his best. We'll see. So, just as a warning, that is the story. Okay? Anyway, got to be positive. You know, I've just recently I listened to Barbara Streisand on Howard Stern. Howard Stern interviewed Barbara Streisand. Now I'm listening to him interviewing Dolly Parton. What have these two people got in common besides being world famous and hugely successful and amazing? Resilience, positivity. They don't moan. Somebody can shaft them and be horrible and rob them, and they part of life, part of growth. That's how they are. That's how they are resilient. If you look at all successful people, if you think about it, wait, got to fiddle with my mind. All very successful people, you'll never catch them moaning or complaining about anybody. You won't catch them gossiping or talking about other people. They're just focused. Okay. So, I don't want any, just calm down. I'm not gone yet. If I lose the toe, let's not even, I don't want to think about it. Bit of feedback, you know what? You can get a low blow with the feedback, but this is, the person's got a good point, because something along the lines of, don't worry, Damon, about your bell going off and you having to get up and leave your show and come back. Don't worry, the Joe Rogan experience. Now Joe Rogan, in case you didn't know, biggest podcast in the world, got the biggest audience in the world. She says even Joe Rogan gets up to let in Consuela, his helper, in the middle of his show, and then ... ha ha, only joking, #amateur. How's that? I don't have a clever comeback to that. I got nothing witty to say. You know, it is what it is. Look. We know this is not the best. This is not the best podcast. This is not the best. There's no frills. My ex-colleague, C.S. Duplessis from the 5FM show, he did the sport. He's got a wonderful podcast. If you're into sport, he interviews sports people. He's got a beautiful setup, beautiful studio, branding. It looks very nice, looks very zhuzh. So well done to see us. Even got a sponsor. Brilliant. I can't. It's not me. Can't do it. I can't put that's a full-time, or it's part of his full-time life. I can't. I do perfumes. I can't start getting studios. Yuckle. I mean, between you and me, my medical aid was suspended last month. My podiatrist, he's looking at my toe, and he very diplomatically tells me, well, you know, my lady's his bookkeeper, someone who does his admin, you know, medical aid didn't cover. You know. But he says it like very subtly, as if he doesn't give a damn about the money. He's just focused on my toe. How professional. What a good bedside manner. It's fantastic. In the back of his mind, he's thinking, Schlenter, Schnorrer, whatever. But he's like, it's very casual, very nice. And then I was too embarrassed to say anything. Oh, God. I sent him a WhatsApp later in the day. Sorry about that. I think Discovery suspended my account. Yada, yada, yada. Everything's up to date now. I've paid everything. It's all up to date. Please, can you ask your lady to resubmit? Let's see what happens. Whew. This life, this grown-up stuff. That's why, you know, with my daughter and my other daughter, I let them, you got to live life. It's difficult to shield your children from reality. Daddy, let's go to make mug and bean. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't, what do you say? You got to sometimes be honest. Listen, I don't have any money. We got no money. Ooh, no money. We as Po, I say. Am I damaging my child? I don't know. Am I? I was on the phone with a friend. Waiting to pick up my daughter, and I was on the phone with my friend, and daughter comes to the car, gets in the car, and I just do my normal thing. Sorry, hold on. How sweetie, how was school? Yada, yada, yada. Sorry, you got to go, yada, yada. Later on, we get back on the phone. He tells me what a wonderful parent I am, because I give my child attention. Well, I can't think of it. I can't think of any other way to do it. What am I saying? I'm not going to sit on the phone and ignore the child. Gee whiz! Listen, I've only got two. I only had one child for the first 11 years. Now I've got another child. So you got what? You can't stop. It's not like I was speaking to my cardiologist. You know, I could phone the guy back. Isn't WhatsApp is wonderful? Isn't WhatsApp wonderful? Anyway, what can I say? I was speaking to my brother on WhatsApp, and I know he means well, but look, he's like just 1 inch shorter than me. I'm 6'3", he's 6'2". Tells me he weighs 79 kilograms. He's in Toronto. He weighs 79 kilograms. Tells me he eats very healthy. Well, obviously you eat very healthy, but I know that he's indirectly, trying to convince me to also eat. You see, I think I do eat healthy, well, healthier, but compared to him, I'm a disgusting. I think he only eats vegetables and nuts. I think that's all he eats. Maybe I must got to look into that. Perhaps I got to do that. Okay, having said that, this is not the best podcast. We know that, but I got it right. Don't say I didn't tell you, King Charles. Granted, I didn't diagnose exactly, but nobody knows exactly. I said it can't just be an enlarged prostate because he was in hospital for like over a week. And then I was saying, I don't know what apparently there is treatment for an enlarged prostate. There is some surgical little procedure. I'm not going to go into it because this is not a medical show. I don't know what show this is. So, big story, breaking news last night. I don't know. I can understand when the news breaks. It's a story. They found while they were examining King Charles, they found other cancer, but they won't specify. I want to know what kind of, they say it's not prostate cancer, but they found other cancer. So they were interviewing, I saw a medical expert on CNN, I saw another medical expert, maybe Al Jazeera, maybe. The one doctor said they may have taken chest x-rays as part of a thing, and maybe they found something in his lungs. I don't know. Then they said in the blood test they may have picked something up in his blood test. That is more likely. You pick up an anemia. Now, what is anemia? This is not a medical show, but low iron. Now, if you have low iron, that could be a sign of a disease because your red blood cells carry iron. So if you have low iron, you have low red blood cells. If you have low red blood cells, something could be causing it. Lots of different causes, but one of the causes could be some kind of a cancer. Perhaps some kind of a, can't remember. But you know what I mean. Some kind of cancer that's destroying the blood cells. Maybe that's it. And then the Prime Minister of England makes a stupid comment. I suppose, what does he know? I don't know what he studied. Sunak. What's his name? Sunak. King Charles will be up and ready and back to full strength before we know it. How do you know that? You don't know that. You don't know that. Don't make stupid comments like that. You don't know that. We don't know how Charles is doing. We have no idea how he's feeling. Is he weak? Is he fatigued? We don't know. Sure. So, funny, it became the lead story on CNN last night. I thought to myself, I suppose the way these news services work is that they don't assume that you don't have a life and you're lying and watching the news all the time. So they have to repeat everything. So after the third time where it said breaking news, Prince Charles went on and carried on with the documentary on the Vietnam War. Well, that's depressing. Let me tell you. Also, no feedback on Kate Middleton. I call her Kate Middleton. I'm just, I'm a slow adapter. I know she's something else now. Turns out it's Princess of Wales. I can't say Princess of Wales. I'm not a royalist. I'm not but I really liked Princess Diana. And Princess Diana was called the Princess of Wales. She will always be my Princess of Wales. My English Rose, my Princess of Wales. I can't have this Kate Middleton also now being the Princess of Wales. I can't do that. Anyway, no news on her, but according to my sources, she's lying in bed, and they want her to start practicing with the scissors to cut the ribbon, but she's still a bit tender. They put the scissors, the ribbon cutting scissors, they put it at the side of her bed. That she could just look at the scissors and just think about it and psychologically prepare for when she can eventually use the scissors a little bit. I think they'll probably make her sit up a bit, sit up and use the scissors, and then slowly, I don't know how they do it, royal rehabilitation, I don't know, maybe parallel bars. No, but then you're holding onto the bars. So I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe she'll sit on the side of the bed and practice with this. They might then bring a ribbon to the side of her bed and practice cutting that ribbon. Fregmere. Who knows? Again, this is not a medical show. I told you I would look at the Grammys. I've lost interest. I don't want to sound old, but maybe I am old. Taylor Swift, I don't see the big hap with Taylor Swift. I don't see it. I don't understand. You know, in the past, when I wasn't into the recent music, I at least was aware of the songs. I knew the music, just wasn't a fan. Taylor Swift, I don't know one of her songs. I don't know one of her songs. This is a woman. She's now a billionaire. She's made over $1 billion just on tour, just touring. She took $6 million and she spread it, gave it to her team as a bonus at the end of December. They had a $6 million bonus, $6 million bonus spread over her team. Who knows? There's probably 20 people, 30 people, 40 people. It's good. It's good money. I don't know. I don't know one of her songs. I don't. I think there's other people that are just far better. Lana Del Rey. Look up Lana Del Rey. She's fantastic. She should have $1 billion. I don't understand. And this tendency of the Grammys to dig up like artists from 40 years ago, like Tracy Chapman, why are they doing that? It's like admitting that there's nothing great today. Fast Car, as I said in my previous episode, #1 in iTunes, or #1 in America. Okay, I'm going to look up Taylor Swift, maybe do a little bit more investigations and look into it. But really, okay, now I'm trying to fiddle with my mouse. Yeah, okay, I got the mouse done. Very good.